What's going on, guys? All right, so I want to start off by saying that I'm rewrapping this car for free. Now, why am I rewrapping this car for free? Oh yes, and by the way, if you see me hobbling around a little bit, I broke my metatarsal in my foot. Jones fracture is what it's called, so it's a fracture in my foot. Sucks, hurts like hell. Nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. I had an x-ray done today. Anyways, you're gonna see me hobbling around a little bit. So why am I wrapping this car for free? Now, this car was wrapped about 1.5 years ago, and she drove all the way from Toronto to Miami to have it wrapped. There was some lifting on the front bumper, which I'm going to show you. I've already just started removing this side of the car. So this has been wrapped in Vivid's satin white gold chrome. This color's discontinued. Sucks. So now what do? I can't match up the front bumper, so I'm stuck with rewrapping the whole car. Because the color that they have out right now is I think they have this, but it's different. It doesn't match up. Sucks a lot. So I'm rewrapping this whole car for free. Other than the roof, I don't have to wrap that because I already wrapped that. And then the door jambs I already wrapped as well. I'm going to remove the doors anyways. But yes, door jambs are wrapped black as well. You can see it's all black. Black was the best option to go with because wrapping the chrome into the door jambs was nearly impossible. So yeah, so I'm wrapping this car for free. Sometimes we got to eat it, you know. Sometimes we just got to do what we got to do to make people happy. And, you know, do I get compensated for this in any way? Zero at all. They give me a free roll of material to wrap the car with, but I don't get anything else other than that. Would Avery or 3M give me anything? No, no one will give me anything. They just give me some material to rewrap the car with. That's kind of how warranty things work. It comes out of your pocket as far as labor goes. So, you know, if the material fails and it's not your fault, then you got to fix it. Nobody's going to pay you for that. You just got to eat it, and you unfortunately got to do it yourself. Luckily, I'm very familiar with this car, but second of all, it's red, so covering red takes a bit more work, of course. You know, when I wrap this car, I pretty much removed the fender so I could wrap in a little bit deeper. We've removed the whole trim piece on the top there. I removed both front and rear bumpers. What else? I mean, the doors were off. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So it's still going to be a lot of work. I will show you right now what's going on around the front of the car and just kind of show you like what I've removed so far. So this pretty much weighs like, this is like probably a little less than a third of the car. So this is like maybe 1/4 pound, if that. So when it comes to wrapping your car, it's obviously a great option. It's very lightweight. When you remove an entire wrap, it probably doesn't even weigh a pound, the whole thing. So you keep your weight down when you wrap a car. Painting a car can add 100 pounds or more. So just keep that in mind if you ever do go to paint your car. Now this car is obviously, it's in good shape. We're not having any glue removal issues. There's a little bit here and there, like I'll kind of show you, like there's a little bit up here. There's a little bit right here, I'll show you. So this will rub off with my finger. It's not that big of a deal. There's a couple of small spots. There's another one down there. And then there's a bit more in the back right here. Nothing severe though. Yes, the front bumper, let's check it out. So I probably should have just done an inlay, which is strange actually. So right here it lifted here, but didn't lift here. Very strange because this is the highest tension point right here, not here. So not really sure what happened. Looked like a stone hit it or something. There was a bubble in it and I just kind of blew it up. Toast. And this side went the full way, okay? So with chrome, I should have been smarter. I should have done an inlay. I didn't. Front end's holding up pretty well. I mean, you got some stone chips. Just kind of see what you'd be looking at if it was your own car. We are in Canada, and this car is daily driven, and we had a terrible ice storm. So I don't blame the car for having a couple of stone chips in it and a couple of marks in it. But otherwise, I mean, the wrap still looks pretty damn good actually, other than it being dirty. The rest of the car is great. No issues with it. I started peeling some of the hood right there on the corner. That's not her fault. It's mine. I started peeling that. Yeah, super dirty. I started peeling some of that too. I just wanted to see how it was coming off after 1.5 years. So I was just testing the waters. But yes, I mean, this is what the car looked like. It's a beautiful color. Right? Too bad it's discontinued. or this shade of it is discontinued. You can't get it. As far as like all those marks and stuff, obviously it's just like dirt and water and stuff like that. Yeah, otherwise it's coming off well. That's it. Kind of wanted to talk to you about what we got to do sometimes. Man, my foot's killing me. What we got to do sometimes, and you know, sometimes we just got to eat it and move on with life, right? So I think it's going to look pretty awesome in the new color. I haven't seen this installed yet. Lamb, Can't Stand Lamb Garage, he's got a YouTube channel. Can't Stand Lamb is his YouTube. He's actually wrapped his fiance's car or his girlfriend's car in this color. It looks actually pretty amazing. So he said it was a little bit more difficult to work with. I think it was a little bit thicker, but it looked really good. So I'm excited to see how it looks on this car. She should be happy with it, I think. It's kind of along the theme. Initially, she had wanted rose gold chrome. We couldn't get it in time for her trip down to Miami, so she ended up taking my roll of the satin white gold chrome, and was like the only car to ever get it, pretty much, as far as this shade goes, because I had I had a roll before it was even out. So I think that's why the shade's off, and not much I can do about it, right? So that's also, why is the spoiler black? I remember wrapping the spoiler, I think the spoiler got scratched or something, and then I couldn't match it again, so I had to wrap it black. So I mean, obviously I can't wrap panels of the car black, I can't wrap the front bumper black, so I could get away with it on the spoiler. I just said it was temporary fix until she brought it in for a full wrap, and then we'll fix it all up and make it nice. But yes guys, just kind of showing you what sometimes we got to do. This business, being in this business, is a very high risk business as far as what can happen in like a more negative way. So there's a lot of things that can happen. You know, your paint could fail. So actually, the front bumper's been repainted, so I actually don't even know if the wrap's completely failed or if it's the front bumper, the paint lifting off. It could be the front bumper and the paint lifting off. In that case, it might be a bit of a different story, but I'll talk to her about it either way. But yes, it's there's things that can go wrong. Vinyl can fail, your install could fail, paint could fail, and the ways that your install could fail means that, so you may not have cleaned the surface properly. You may get contaminants under the surface, like dust and debris, so then you actually want to rewrap the panel for sure right off the bat. On top of that, you might overstretch the film, and then you might have lifting or pulling back or bubbling out. It's like kind of the front bumper where it's kind of bubbling out. Again, that could be a paint issue. I don't know. I'll find out when I go to remove it. But yes, there's many different things that can happen as far as wrapping a car goes. So kind of keep that in mind. You know, you're always trying to do your best to make sure that you're being as thorough as possible, especially when you're wrapping cars for customers, for people who are paying for it. It's different when it's your own car, maybe your friends or your families, but when it's your customers, you got to really make sure that people are getting their money's worth. I mean, that's just how I go by. I warranty everything that I possibly can, no matter what. No questions asked, right? And that's kind of it. This is how I do things, how I've always done things. And this car has been wrapped for a year and a half, and my warranty on my install is for 1 year, but she brought the issue to my attention before that time. So even though it's past a year, I'm still going to warranty it, even though, because I knew that the issue was before the year was up. So either way, it sucks that she couldn't keep the color, because I think it looks actually super gorgeous in the color that it was in. Otherwise, she's getting a brand new color, which is also a bonus on that side too, to get 2 different wraps on your car for the price of 1, so not a bad deal also. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was kind of informative and helpful, simply because you just got to know that sometimes you're just going to have to back up your work, and you're gonna have to pay for it out of your own pocket for the most part, as far as labor goes. And you know, if you're looking to get into this business, there is risk involved, right? So this isn't a low risk business, that's for sure. This is not like painting walls in a house. Okay, this is how I kind of always talk to people about it. It's not like painting walls in a house. You know, I can teach someone to paint walls in a house. I can paint walls in a house. How fast could I do it? Probably not that fast for a little while, but again, I could paint walls. It wouldn't be that hard to do. Wrapping cars is very much a form of art in the sense, you know, there's a craft to it. I'm not trying to bash the guys who are painting houses for a living, but again, if you come to do this compared to that, I feel like there's definitely more challenging aspects to doing this for sure. Sure, you can get dust on your wall or whatever, and there could be paint runs and things like that. But you know, for this, there's many issues that could fail here. You know, the fact that the car's being driven around outside with, you know, weather conditions. You know, we've got humidity, we've got dry, we've got cold, we've got hot, we've got all kinds of different things going on outside. It's not like the inside of a house where, you know, the walls are climatized and they stay climatized the whole time. It never really changes. So just kind of keep that in mind and put that in a bit of perspective for you guys, that you know, this may happen to you, and there are probably a lot of shops out there who it's happened to, who just don't admit it or whatever. But I mean, I want you guys to know that it can happen. I mean, even with me, it's not necessarily all my fault, but again, it's not the customer's fault at all either, right? So keep that in mind, that it's not their fault and it's not your fault, but somebody in the end has got to kind of pay for the price, and you don't want that to be them, in all fairness. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you guys want to see some more videos, hopefully what this color looks like on the car, don't forget that subscribe button and turn on the notifications in the bottom there. Anyways, thank you for watching. Take care.